Good morning, everyone. As I stand here today looking out at all of you, I see something powerful. I see potential. I see dreams that have yet to be realized. I see hearts yearning for something more, something bigger than what life currently offers. And I know one thing for sure, every single one of you has within you the ability to rise above, to overcome, and to achieve greatness. But before we get to that, let me take you on a journey. Picture a young boy born without arms and legs. Imagine the thoughts that might race through his mind as he grows up. How will I ever live a normal life? What can I possibly achieve? Who will ever believe in me? That boy was me. Growing up, I faced challenges that most people couldn't begin to imagine. There were days when I questioned everything, days when I felt broken, defeated, and utterly hopeless. But let me tell you something that changed everything. I made a choice. You see, life isn't about what happens to us, it's about how we respond to what happens. I couldn't change the fact that I was born without limbs. I couldn't change the whispers or the stares, but I could change my perspective. I could choose to stop asking, why me, and start asking, what can I do with what I've been given? And in that moment, my life began to transform. But let's talk about you for a moment. Because this isn't just my story, this is about your story. How many of you have faced obstacles that felt insurmountable? How many of you have felt stuck, overwhelmed, or like giving up was the only option? I want you to think about that moment when everything seemed too much. Hold it in your mind for a second, feel it. Now let me tell you something that might surprise you. That moment was a gift. Now, I know what you might be thinking, Nick. How could pain, loss, or failure possibly be a gift? Let me explain. Adversity is the furnace in which strength is forged. Without challenges, we would never know how resilient we truly are. Without struggles, we would never grow. Think about a seed buried in the ground. It's dark, it's cold, and it's alone. But that seed doesn't stay buried forever. It pushes through the dirt, stretches toward the light, and blossoms into something extraordinary. That's what you are, a seed full of potential waiting to bloom. But here's the thing, potential alone isn't enough. Dreams don't come true just because we wish for them. Goals aren't achieved just because we hope for the best. No, there's a critical ingredient, and it's one that many people overlook. It's not talent, it's not resources, and it's not luck, it's commitment. Commitment is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the decision to keep going even when the road gets tough. It's the promise you make to yourself that no matter how many times you fall, you will get back up. And let me tell you something, without commitment, you'll never start. Without commitment, you'll never take that first step. And without that first step, you'll never discover how far you can go. When I was a teenager, I remember being in a very dark place. I felt like my life had no meaning, no purpose. One day, I had a moment of clarity. I realized that I had a choice to make. I could either let my circumstances define me, or I could define my circumstances. I decided that I would commit to making my life meaningful no matter what it took. That commitment led me to speak for the first time. It wasn't easy. I was terrified. My voice trembled, and my heart raced. But I pushed through, and that first step changed everything. Think about what's holding you back right now. Is it fear? Doubt? A lack of resources? Whatever it is, I want you to know that those barriers are not as strong as your determination. When you commit to something, truly commit, you find a way. You don't wait for the perfect moment because you realize that the perfect moment doesn't exist. You create it. There's a story I love to share about a time when I went surfing. Yes, you heard me right, surfing. No arms, no legs, and there I was on a surfboard riding the waves. Now, did I fall? Of course I did. But I got back on that board over and over again. And when I finally caught that wave, the feeling was indescribable. It wasn't just about surfing, it was about proving to myself that I could do it. It was about keeping the promise I had made to myself to never give up. Let me ask you this, what promise do you need to make to yourself today? What's the one thing you've been putting off because it feels too big, too scary, or too uncertain? Whatever it is, I want you to name it. Write it down, say it out loud, make it real. And then I want you to commit to it. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today, right now. Because here's the truth, life is short. None of us know how much time we have. But what we do know is that every day is an opportunity. Every day is a chance to take one step closer to your dreams. And every day, you have a choice to make. Will you let fear hold you back, or will you choose courage? Will you stay in your comfort zone, or will you push beyond it? Will you wait for the right time, or will you create the right time? I want to share one more story with you. A few years ago, I met a young man who had been through incredible hardships. He had lost everything, his family, his home, and his hope. When I spoke to him, he told me he felt like his life was over. But I looked him in the eye and said, your story isn't over yet. You're the author of your life, and you get to write the next chapter. Those words sparked something in him. He committed to turning his life around, and today he's a motivational speaker, inspiring others with his journey. If he can do it, so can you. Your story isn't over yet. Your best days are ahead of you, but it all starts with a decision. It starts with commitment. So as we close, I want to leave you with this. Don't let today be just another day. Let today be the day you take that first step. Let today be the day you commit to your dreams, your goals, and your potential. Because when you do, you'll discover something incredible. You'll discover that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. You'll discover that the only limits are the ones you place on yourself. And you'll discover that with commitment, anything is possible. Thank you. And remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Take that step today.